What's going on, guys? If you're not really in a DFS, it's going to be a pretty slow time of the year. And for that reason, it's a great opportunity right now to look at some buy low candidates in Dynasty, especially if you think their value is only going to continue to rise in 2021 and beyond. So I went out and found 2 or 3 of those guys that I think fit that criteria and are relatively cheap to go and acquire. That first one is Gabriel Davis of the Buffalo Bills. Now, earlier this week, our own Jeremy Popolars dove into the situation Davis inherited in Buffalo, so go check out his article with the link posted in the description below. It was a great piece, and for more great content, he can be found on Twitter with his handle here, so highly recommend. He's a great follow for any Dynasty lifers out there. But here are some Dynasty rankings for Davis from us, Fantasy Pros, and PFF. For what I'm gathering, most, if not all, PFF rankings appear to be from the start of 2020, so I thought it acted as a good way to see the jumps guys have made from their preseason consensus. But you can very easily see Davis turn some heads this season, with a significant part having to do with that Buffalo offense and Josh Allen as a whole. Davis had the 3rd most targets in the Bills' pass-happy attack this season and made the most out of his opportunities on the outside following John Brown's injury-plagued 2020. Davis averaged only 3 targets per outing over his first 8 games, but since Week 9, including Buffalo's wildcard game last week against Indy, Davis nearly doubled his total targets and saw his yards per route run soar to 1.72. One of the encouraging things about Davis in this Buffalo offense, regardless of John Brown's situation, is his role in valuable targets. Davis had 26 red zone targets this season, which was second to who I like to call Buffalo's bell cow receiver, Stephon Diggs, with 36. Davis actually led the entire team in end zone targets with 11 total, and was second among all rookie receivers from this legendary class. If you can't tell already, I'm pretty high on Josh Allen and all the offensive pieces that are around him, and the dynasty implications that come from it, and his improvement in 2020 and beyond. So for that reason, brings me to my next candidate for the video. That's second-year tight end on the Bills, Dawson Knox. We're pretty high on Knox relative to others out there from rankings earlier on in 2020. But the sophomore out of Ole Miss has been far and away their high-usage tight end in that pass-happy Buffalo attack. Taylor Croft, who's the only other guy in that position room really seeing a decent sample of targets, is set to be a free agent this offseason. Compared to his first 8 games, Knox has seen a pretty crazy shift in usage for the better since Week 14. He's nearly doubled his targets at 5.2 a pop, seen a sizable uptick in offensive snaps per game, and the most encouraging thing of all is his dramatic change in ADOT in this split from 4.8 to 10.6. Like Davis, Knox has seen an uptick in usage throughout this season, and understanding how scarce the position of tight end is throughout Fantasyland and the attention guys in even Dawson Knox's draft class like TJ Hawkinson, Noah Fant are going to get going forward, combined with this draft class coming in like Kyle Pitts and others. If you're really into stability at that position, Dawson Knox is a great guy to go out and grab. He's going to exceed the value that you would have to get up to go get him. And he's in a nice situation and locked up for years to come. So definitely the second guy I like. Third guy I want to highlight before it's too late is the rookie ball carrier from Green Bay, A.J. Dillon. Now, I know Dillon may not be as much of a buy low candidate as the previous guys given his position and name value already in place, but his situation in Green Bay in 2021 and beyond is far enough a good reason to go out and snag a flyer on him this offseason. But here we have the 2021 offensive free agents in Green Bay. As you can see, the 2 main features of that backfield, Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, are 2 of the 3 running backs set to hit the market. Very encouraging for a guy like A.J. Dillon because you know he's going to be in Green Bay for the indefinite future on that rookie deal. And the 2 guys he's been sitting behind this year are set to hit the open market and see what they can get. Now, you don't know if the Packers are going to re-sign them, if they're going to attack the running back position in free agency or the draft, but the important thing to take away from that is that A.J. Dillon is in a stable environment, and if you're going to trade for him, you're going to get a lot of certainty compared to some of the other running backs that are near him in those dynasty rankings. Dillon hasn't gotten too much work this season, but he's definitely made the most out of the opportunities he's received in that backfield. If you want to know if he's living up to the name and hype as being a big, physical, dominant back, well, take a look at this. With data charted by PFF, we have the most avoided tackles after a rush among running backs with less than 50 carries this season. Dillon by far is the most with 17 total, which is just insane given the sample. I mean, the next closest is a tie among 4 guys with 7 apiece. I like to leverage something like this with the free agency situation going on in Green Bay because there's a lot of uncertainty in that running back room going forward, and Dillon, who's on a rookie contract, put some good memories and thoughts in the back of the coaches' heads at the end of the regular season when this, or most of this action happened. Quote-unquote eye test matches the numbers here because I don't know if any of you guys watched that game against Tennessee, but Dillon put on an absolute clinic and was just mowing guys down. Dare I say, Eddie Lacy-like, in a good way. I don't mean to jinx the guy or anything, but he's putting on a great performance in what could be some of his last opportunities of the season, assuming he gets very little to no action in the playoffs here coming up. But that combined with the uncertainty of guys like Aaron Jones or Jamal Williams returning or signing somewhere else in free agency could provide A.J. Dillon with a great volume opportunity in Green Bay next season, also assuming they don't draft a running back with a high pick or sign another guy in free agency to come in, Dylan could be a line for a lot of work coming into 2021 in the future. So yeah, guys, these are 3 names I like. It's buy low, low risk, high reward candidates in Dynasty this offseason because their performances this year, combined with the situations they're in 2021 and beyond, make them guys who can only see their value continue to go up or potentially even skyrocket in the near future. So while they're relatively cheap, I recommend going out and inquiring about them, or maybe even some other guys that you find on your own using the same thought processes, because all it takes is one or a few of these guys to hit, which is pretty likely given their situations. It'll far exceed whatever you had to give up to obtain them if you act on it pretty soon. So just wanted to share 3 guys that I thought fit that mold. So yeah, guys, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel, and hope you have a great rest of your weekend.